So I heard this acronym the other day when I was listening to a podcast, RTFM, and it stands for Read the Freaking Manual, or if you want to insert another word for the F, you can do that. But basically, read the freaking manual means do the work beforehand that it takes to understand what you were supposed to be doing. And the podcast was My First Million, so you should go listen to it. It was this guy named Jack Smith who was explaining read the freaking manual. And it makes a lot of sense because I think, myself included, we don't take the time to read the manual when it comes to just about anything in life because we want a lot of things to be handed to us. Now, I understand this is not everything, but oddly enough, I was putting a air conditioning unit, a window unit, into a bedroom last night, and all we had to do was follow the manual to put the air conditioning unit in. And I almost messed up at the beginning because I read it once and I thought I knew what I was doing. I was about to apply the sticky side of the sticky side of insulation to another piece of the insulation, which would have totally messed it up. So I didn't do a good job of reading the manual to begin with. And a lot of times we just don't take the time to read the manual because it's monotonous a lot of times, and it just takes time that we don't feel like we want to do. Now, how does this apply to leadership or business, and why I think it's so important is because if you're willing to take the time to RTFM or read the freaking manual, you will have a lot of knowledge about a certain subject or space that not a lot of people are willing to take the time to understand. And what I'm doing for Fly Bodies is I'm reading the freaking manual about life when it comes to health and wellness. I didn't want to just say about life, but when it comes to health and wellness and what the body needs and how we can optimize our health and wellness. So that's the manual I'm trying to read when it comes to growing Fly Bodies. And the first thing that I need to understand is how the body works, what's the best type of exercise for the body, what's the best nutrition, the diet for the body, what are things that are biologically helpful for us to run at an optimal rate when it comes to being productive during the day. And so that's the read the freaking manual that I'm doing. I listen to a lot of podcasts on the body. I read a lot of books that give me more information about how the body operates. So that's my manual. And so if you're trying to start a business or trying to be proficient in something that requires you to do a lot of research, or if there is even just a manual in general that you need to read, take the time to read it. And that will give you a baseline knowledge of how something is supposed to operate. And that's kind of broad, but a lot of times we just want to try to figure things out the quickest way possible without actually doing the hard yards of reading the freaking manual. And once you read the manual, then you'll understand what kind of maybe corners you can cut to make it easier for yourself to succeed in that area. Because maybe you don't need all of the insulation when you're putting in the AC unit in your window. Maybe you don't need to work out for an hour out of each day to get the brain benefits that you need. Maybe you only need to work out 15 minutes 5 times a week to get optimal exercise for your brain and body. So that's the main message, is a lot of people are going past reading the freaking manual, and it's because the culture we live in. A lot of times we want the answer to be given to us. We just want to be able to ask somebody a question and it be told to us. And I highly recommend going to watch. It's like an 8-minute clip in My First Million. I'm doing a poor job of bringing the info, but go to My First Million, and I think the title is How This Guy Sold His Company for $800 million or something. And this guy's name is Jack Smith, and he talks about it for about 8 minutes. And he basically gives some good examples as to if you do just read the freaking manual and you understand how to use a product or how to do something very, very well, you can get a lot of benefit from it. So That's all I got. I hope that was helpful. It makes me realize how important it is to really dive into a certain subject or space and understand it completely so that I can explain it to others, or if I can benefit from it from a business standpoint. So RTFM, take it with you, read the freaking manual, and get after it. Thanks, guys.